kind of a, so welcome everybody. The recording is on. This is the information session where you guys can ask your questions about the silver and gold 12-month club. So I just wanted to give a little bit of information about the club. This won't really be like a facilitation call. It'll just be a question and answer session. And because it's kind of, it's not complex really, but I wanted to talk to you guys about sort of what's going on, how is this going to work, and hey, John's here. How are you? Welcome. Welcome to everybody. I don't want to go through the list of everybody, but I love you guys. Okay, Anna Maria, Daniel, Susanna, Mariana, Yasso, Ellen, Goga, Lika, and Anita. That's who I can see on camera. So this is a 12-month club. So basically, and you guys have probably heard me talking about it already, but I'll just give you a little rundown of where this idea came from and why I want to do it. It's actually for me. And when COVID hit, I went, I want to create a different financial reality for myself. And I would like to have a place where I start building a future of wealth. And the only thing that was in between me and like creating a future I'm creating a future of wealth, but I mean like a sustainable something that is totally different and really big that is going to allow me to have all kinds of different incomes coming in and just having more in my financial world. So I'm like, okay, so how am I going to do this? And I'm like, the only thing that's in between me and doing that is just a whole bunch of information. I wanted to learn things. And Gary and Dane are constantly saying, like, what do you need to learn? What do you need to educate yourself in? And people, I don't see people taking that and running with that too much sometimes, but it's like I see so much more of that possible, and I wanted more to be possible for me. So I looked at it and I looked at the different ways that I've seen people create money. So there's my dad. He was a landowner and he bought up land, and he was a slow and steady investor, in like just slow and steady, like things you could put your money into and get your return. He didn't like risk. And then I have, I looked at David Kubez, who does venture capitalism. And I was like, I don't even know what venture capitalism really is. Like, I know you invest in small businesses and stuff, but I don't really know how that works. So I was like looking at that. And then I was looking at people who buy gold and people who buy silver. And Gary was telling a story recently about somebody who he had told to invest in gold 10 years ago. And they called him recently and were like, I'm a very rich person because I took your advice and I invested in gold. And then we have silver, which is right now a very quiet thing that apparently is a very amazing thing to learn about and invest. And then we have the stock market. And I recently did a telecall and learned a whole bunch about the stock market with Nicole Kim, who's also going to be on the silver and gold series. So I looked at it and I was like, I want to learn about this. I want to know everything that there is to know. And I want to invite access experts and I want to invite non-access experts to come in and teach us about all kinds of amazing stuff. So, and I'm going to also be combining it. We're also going to have a facilitation call each month. I will facilitate on money and everything that's coming up. So there's going to be a minimum of 2 calls per month. But I think what's going to end up happening is there's going to be 2 calls some months and 3 calls other months, because I'm going to bring on as many experts as I can. I want to have as many sessions as I can. I'm looking at what do I want to do, and I want everybody to come do it with me. So I want to have more experts because I know so many amazing people, but I haven't had the chance to really put them on the stage and say, how did you do it? What did you do? What are the intricacies? And you guys are welcome to ask them any kinds of questions that you want to, anything at all. And I will also be asking them questions And I am willing to be stupid and blonde. And if I don't get even the smallest detail, I'm going to ask them. So I'm going to, like, I will be there sort of helping lead that along too, but you guys can ask questions too because there's intricacies. You know, you have to be smart to do a lot of these things, but it's like you guys are all smart and it's just like now let's put the smartness with the information, and then there's like that kind of commitment to learning other things and details and energies. And so so that's the plan. And and what else? What else do I want to say about this? I have my lotion bottle on my forehead. Does anybody have any questions? I don't know if there's any questions really. I'm kind of just
Maybe
telling.
I have a little testimonial already.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. Because like we had this conversation like a few weeks ago for the first time where you talked about this project, and ever since the few questions and the few things you've been sharing, people have been starting coming on my way. And so I just wanted to put this in, like it's so thank you so much. And it's so amazing to actually see once you choose, like, you know, you choose this program or you choose to know more, these people will show up or these things will start showing up. So
Totally.
thanks.
Yeah, that's super cool. And yeah, you had like a really early commitment to the class, to this series, even though it hasn't started yet. And it's like that's cool to see how that commitment, you know, actualized. Cool. Yeah. And then on the facilitation calls, we're gonna do like some energy pulls and I mean whatever you guys want to do. We're gonna make it great. But and I also something I've been really interested in lately is um using the opalescent white light in your bank account and how what that actually creates, and using also the energy of gratitude with your bank account. So um so we're going to do all kinds of stuff. So I just wanted to get together and like this isn't like, you know, it's just it's something that I knew I needed to do in order to become to create the future that I want to have, and to sort of grow up into an adult of consciousness with money, you know what I mean? And I want to be able to know everything and have everything and be able to you know, just be able to have these conversations. Yuli's asking how much does it cost? So you can do but pay for the whole thing at once, and I think it's a little bit cheaper, or you can go monthly. And I have no point of view. You guys could join for the first month and then be like, peace out and leave. Like, I don't care. You can't obviously come and go because you'll need the information as the months go on. But like, so it's, I don't remember how much it is for the whole thing, but it's $100 per month with global pricing. So if you're 65%, you're $65 US per month. If you're 80% country, you're $80 US per month. And if you're 100% country, you're $100 US per month. And it's automatically billed. And I don't know, Liga, did we give a discount or something for the full series? Okay. Oh, it's 1 year. Okay. So it's like $100 off if you do the whole thing at once. Um, so yeah, so the first month, we're gonna have Chris Hughes talking about antiques, and he has this amazing app called Live Auctioneers. And sometimes they don't, nobody on the auction sale actually bids on the items. So he'll bid like $5 and get like some sort of crazy thing, some sort of valuable antique for $5. So he's going to teach us about that. And he's going to teach us about antiques and how he's created. And then if we really like somebody, we can invite them on to come play with us again. And we'll have a Facebook group so we can all talk about what's going on. And I really, you know, if you guys choose to join, I really hope that you can be like vulnerable with what you don't know and not feel like you have to know this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I'm doing this because I don't know it and I want to learn it and I want to know every area of money. So we're going to do venture capitalism. Dr. David Kubes is coming on to talk about venture capitalism. We're going to have an incredible real estate investor who talks about how to do real estate investing without going through a bank. We're going to have Chris Hughes is the first guest. And then we're going to invite on all kinds of people, and I'm just going to keep adding and adding and adding as the months go by. It's like I keep talking to people and they tell me about this expert that they know who explains this, and I think it's really important to do the access stuff and then also get out of the access world and look at all these other kinds of people who have these other kinds of skills, and so we'll have the availability to pick their brains. And this is kind of like, this is the financial education that I think we all wish we had when we were kids. I mean, could you imagine if it was like venture capitalism in the ninth grade? So, so it's going to be very practical. Yeah, Linda saying she liked the practicality. It's going to be practical, and I mean, it's like it's like I just want to create a sense of ease and opening so that you guys have this information and these tools. And it's become so, I mean, COVID, I think, made all of us look at, getting more creative and more educated. And so this is like a conscious education program. And with the experts, who I'm calling them experts, it's kind of this reality judgy term, but I'm gonna just call them that anyways. So with the experts that come on, um, oh, my hotel room lights just went off because they're on an automatic system. But with I'm just gonna do the rest in the dark. But with the guests that come on with access, like we're going to do facilitations and clear energies as they come up. If any of you did the stock market class that I did with Nicole Kim, we did that because she's a CF, but she's also a stock investor. We did that and it created so much more space and opening. So we'll do that. And then I'm not going to do that with somebody who's never heard of access who's coming on to talk to us because I don't want to scare their pants off. So we're just going to bob and weave and make it whatever we want to make it. So,
That is so cool.
yeah, cool. It is cool. I'm really pumped. And yeah, so that's pretty much all I have to say. I just wanted to say hi and sort of explain what this was. And that's all. That's all I got to say about that. Is it about investing in the USA only or the entire world? Definitely the entire world. I mean, we're going to have a lot of different areas. The I mean, we'll have probably multiple real estate guy people. But the first one is in the USA. The venture capitalism person is in Vienna, and the antiques person, Chris Hughes, is in Australia. But he's also a Canadian, so it's going to be a really international, worldwide thing. I know a lot of you are in Europe, Saudi Arabia, Canada, South America. I mean, India, all over the world, and that's definitely going to be everybody's going to be included, and it's not going to be a USA based thing by any means. There will be people on from the US who are going to talk in a US based way, but you're going to have to learn to pull that apart, and you can also ask questions. So you guys might intimidate some of these experts with how smart and aware and confident you are. And I'm looking forward to that. So somebody's asking if there's translation in Spanish. I was wondering about that. So right now there's not translation in anything because this is going to be hardcore. And I know that, I mean, if translators want to do it, they can do it, and I'll be very grateful. But I would say there has to be a good amount of people wanting to do it in your language, because we're going to be doing, 2 to 3 calls every month for 12 months. And so you got to be, as a translator, you got to be on and you got to be ready, and you got to have enough people to make it worth your while. So I would love to create translation. And what would it take? What would it take for all of that to show up? And I would say if there's, I mean, the thing is too, it's like it's a monthly thing. So it's like if some people drop off of the language and then there's only one person left, and that person has to translate for the whole year. So I'd say we have to have a strong amount of people ready to go through each language. So yeah, amazing. All right. Any other questions before we finish up from my dark hotel room?
What brought you to Turkey?
The ESB and the SOP with Dane.
Okay.
didn't choose to move here. You never know, really, do you, Daniel? It's
Right.
always worth asking. Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, I'm super grateful for you guys, and don't make yourself wrong if you don't join. That's not what this was about. I just want you to know what's up, what's going on, and you guys can try it out, and we'll see where we go and what we create. Awesome. Bye, guys. Mwah.